Okay, let's talk about composite functions. And this is every algebra student's favorite topic. And of course, I'm being a little silly by saying that because most algebra students, when they first are introduced to this concept of composite functions, tend to have an expression that looks a little bit like this. They're kind of like, they get a little like, I don't know what's going on here. It's confusing. Listen, I understand that, but it's not that hard. I'm going to teach you this, and we're going to do away with that confusion and those, exacerbated looks. Just remember, when you're dealing with functions, they are fun. It's good stuff. All right, so if you stick with me for a few minutes, you're going to learn a lot about functions and composite functions, and we'll do away with any difficulty you're having with this topic. But before we get started, let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is John. I'm the founder of TabletClass Math. I'm also a middle and high school math teacher in over many years, and I'm talking many years, 10 plus years. I've constructed what I believe is probably the most thorough, comprehensive online math courses, video bases out there. Okay. I really take a lot of pride in what I do because I'm focused on giving students what they need to excel in math. So if you're struggling in math at the middle or high school level, or maybe even in college as well, I'm going to leave a link to my math help program in the description of this video. Again, whether you need to take a full course or you need instruction and see how various problems are solved for the course you're taking, people use my program in both ways. Also, hopefully you have good notes, right? If you're not taking good notes, you need to correct that. I have some videos on my YouTube channel about note taking. It is kind of a art form, if you will, but you have to get good at note taking. You have to, in math, just have a strong pair of notes. So I offer notes. You can follow the links in the description of this video for my pre-algebra notes, algebra 1 notes, geometry or algebra 2 trigonometry notes. So make sure you have good notes. All right, so let's get into this concept of composite functions. And you can see here I have two functions, and then we're trying to do this crazy thing right there, all right? So let's get to it. Okay, so functions. Let's just review functions. Now, functions is a huge, huge, huge topic. Okay, I have a lot of videos on functions. We're going to keep this focus on composite functions, all right? But before I can really make sure you understand composite functions, let's just make sure you understand some real basic concepts about functions in the first place. So here we have two functions, right? Now, these functions are effectively, they're just rules, okay? They're rules, they're machines, okay? So the rule kind of goes like this. If I plug in an X into a particular rule or machine, the output is some sort of Y value, okay? So I get some sort of input value, I throw it into the particular rule, and a Y value pops out, right? That's what a function is. And the rule, okay, goes by a particular name. So here, this function's name is f of x, right, or f, okay? This is a common notation. This function's name is g of x, all right? But that's effectively what a function is. I can go for hours talking about how to think about functions, and I do actually have videos on that. But more or less, I mean, or generally speaking, that's what a function is. So let's just actually see this in action. So one of the things that we want to do with functions is to evaluate a function. Now, evaluate a function means plugging in a number inside this function. So, for example, let's say I'm going to find f of 5, okay? So what this is saying is I'm going to plug in, all right, here's my f of x function. This is the rule. I'm going to plug in a 5 into my little machine, and something's going to pop out the other end, right? That's kind of what I want to do. Now, what's going to pop out? Well, I have to, this part here is the rule, okay? And the rule says take whatever you plug in, the input value, which in this case is a 5, and you're going to multiply by 2. So it's going to be 2 times 5 plus 1, okay? So we can see here, this is going to be 10. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11, all right? So my machine, I put a 5 into it, into this little particular machine, and 11 popped out, right? So that's just the basics of functions. I can evaluate functions in this manner. Let's do another one, okay? Let's say, what if I wanted to do f of negative 3. Let me write that a little bit better. So I'm going to find f of negative 3, or we would say evaluate the function for f of negative 3. So let's go ahead and do it together. So I'm going to go wherever there's an x, I'm going to replace whatever I plugged in for. So hopefully you're seeing that's the pattern, right? So it's going to be 2 times negative 3 plus 1. So 2 times negative 3 is negative 6 plus 1, and there you go. That's negative 5. So f of negative 3 equals negative 5, right? So hopefully you're feeling pretty good. You're like, yeah, I got this. I'm ready to rock and roll with this. I can do this. I can do this. Well, we're warming up here, okay? Let's get to a little bit more exciting stuff here, right? But that's good. Well, we can keep this smiley face in our mindset. But here's the thing. With functions, we can evaluate things that are not numbers. Okay, so far we plugged in numbers and we got outputs. But what about something like this? What about f of, oh, I don't know, let's say t. So you're like, f of t, what do you think that'll look like? Well, wherever there's an x, we're going to replace wherever I plugged in. Whatever I plugged in here, I'm going to replace this with whatever I plugged into, right? So that's going to be 2 times, you guessed it, t plus 1, okay? So f of t is this, all right? Now, let me give you one more example, then we'll get to the good stuff. All right, so how about f of, let's say, 2, or make it more exciting, 3t, f of 3t. What do you think that's going to be? So that's going to be 2 times what I plugged in, which is 3t plus 1. Okay, so this is going to be 6t plus 1. So f of 3t equals 6t plus 1. All right, so if you're with me so far, that's excellent. All right, now we're ready to get to the composite functions. So as you can tell, we can plug in anything. We can plug in numbers in there. We can plug in variable expressions. But guess what? We can also throw in a function. We can put a function inside of a function. You're like, oh, that's cool. All right. So what does that look like? Well, it's going to look like this: f of g of x. All right. And this is what we call a function composite, or composite function, right? So this is the most common notation. You also have notation that looks like that, but probably most of you are looking at this kind of notation. So I'll stick with this, f of g of x, right? This is what we call a composite function, and you need to know how to do it, okay? So let's go ahead and show you that now, and this is going to be easy. So I'm going to plug in, I want to find, what the goal here is to find f of g of x, okay? So I'm plugging in the g of x function inside of the f of x function, but I'm not plugging in this thing, okay? Okay, this g of x, look, is equal to this g of x is the same as this, okay? So I have an option. If I'm trying to find what f of g of x is, I'm plugging in the g of x. Well, I can plug in the g of x, but really that's not going to help me out. I'm going to plug in what it's equivalent to, which of course, you guessed it, is 4x minus 3, okay? So really, f of g of x, what I want to do is find f of 4x minus 3, okay? And now that should, hopefully be like, oh, okay, I see how this is going to work, right? Because these two things here are the same, okay? But the notation, I write it this way, okay? But the algebra portion of it's going to be like this. All right, so let me go ahead and show you this in action. So I want to find f of g of x. So effectively what I'm saying is, okay, plug in the g of x function into the f function. So I'm going to follow the rule, okay? So this is what I'm plugging in. So it's going to be 2 times, I'm going to replace this x, all right, use parentheses with this, okay, because this is the same thing as g of x, right? So that's going to be 4x minus 3 plus 1. All right, so now it's just a matter of simplifying this using our outstanding algebra skills. So 2 times 4x is 8x, and 2 times negative 3 is negative 6, plus 1. So I get 8x minus 5. So f of g of x is 8x minus 5. And there you go. And now we can give ourselves a happy face. So we went from this guy, right, to this guy, right? And that's the whole idea, right? Mathematics, algebra, all this stuff, you know, people are in this state because they're confused, obviously. They're confused because you're not, well, you got to make sure you're learning from, hopefully your teacher, and I'm sure your teacher is trying to explain this to you, but if you're not paying attention to all these different concepts, you're going to get lost. And then it just becomes a bunch of algebraic mumbo jumbo. And you're going to be like, I have no idea, right? I just do whatever, I think I'm supposed to do. But that's not a good way to do it. I mean, the approach to math is this: learn what's going on, obviously, and master how to do one problem correctly. Once you learn how to do one problem, then you're like, oh, okay, now I can do other problems. Now, of course, these problems can get much more difficult, right? But the concepts aren't going to change, right? And you need to understand composite functions. I mean, if you're studying composite functions, um, you're doing different function operations, and composite functions are critical when we're looking at inverse functions, etc. You just need to know them, okay? You just need to know them. So, composite functions, just remember the root word there, functions. It's fun, but functions, that word in mathematics is everywhere. It's described, like rational functions, quadratic functions, you know, um, linear functions, exponential functions, logarithmic functions. So this word means a lot. It has a lot of specific meaning in mathematics. So it all ties in. Okay, so again, you need to practice this if it's really going to mean anything. You got to practice. Just don't watch this video and be like, that's enough, right? So if this video helps you out, by the way, I would certainly appreciate you smashing that like button. That would be nice. And hopefully you'll become a subscriber if you like my teaching style. I'm here to help you learn math. But if you really, really want to learn this stuff in an organized, comprehensive way, then you got to check out my full math help program. Again, I'm going to leave a link to that in the description of this video. But with that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your mathematics adventures. Thank you for your time and have a great day.